Okay. I guess we can start now. Okay. My fellow Americans.
2 seconds.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, you're good. Just go.
All right. My fellow Americans, before I introduce to you the President of the United States, I would just like to give a short speech to everyone sitting here and everybody listening. We gather at a critical moment of our nation. Our institutions, the very foundations of our democracy, are facing unprecedented challenges. The House is in crisis. We are caught in a deadlock so severe that this chamber, the heart of our democracy, feels lifeless. Too often, our debates have devolved into shouting matches, and the urgent needs of the American people have been lost in endless partisan bickering. We were sent here to govern, to find solutions, not to stall, obstruct, or turn democracy into a spectacle. And it's not just the House. The Senate is equally fractured. Instead of working together, senators are fighting one another, some even boycotting their duties. This infighting has turned the Senate into a battlefield where cooperation is a distant memory and progress is nearly impossible. Leadership requires partnership. It requires institutions that function, that listen, and that act. When the legislative branch is paralyzed by division and dysfunction, it's no surprise that progress stalls and trust erodes. I stand before you ready to lead that change, but I cannot do it alone. This moment demands courage, maturity, and a willingness to put country above party. Thank you, and may God bless the United States of America. Okay. This joint session of the 80th Congress will come to order.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that today the 28th President of the United States will be here to do the State of the Union address.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Normally I'd shake your hand, but I don't have my chat verified because I'm way too fucking lazy to do that. So just pretend I'm shaking your hand. All that crap. Hello, greetings. All right. Let me pull my thing up. Sorry, I have a second monitor rolling, so I have to make sure everything is adjusted so I can actually read. I will apologize. My English isn't the best sometimes, but we're going to get through this as quickly and painlessly as possible. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress, and my fellow Americans, allow me first to start by addressing one of two things. One, I am the 28th President of the United States and the only president that was formally buried in this very building after being assassinated on my way out of office, not the 34th. While President Ancient Emperor wanted to be here himself, he has intentionally sent me here in his stead because of a very simple fact. Both chambers of Congress have failed to get their shit together to the point where I had to be brought back from the fucking grave in order to give this address on his behalf and give my third State of the Union address. With that joke out of the way and everything else, without further ado, allow me to recite the words of the President of the United States. To start, I must first address the legislative branch directly, as their recent actions have hindered the progress of my administration and any attempt that we have made for furthering our goals and our agenda. Members of Congress from both the House and Senate not only have keep hindering their chamber's business and reputation through poor communication, lack of debate, inactivity, and desire to quote unquote spice things up, but they have also significantly slowed down the executive branch and government as a whole as a result of their boycott. Nominations and treaties that have been sent to the office of the president are not being submitted to the Senate because said aforementioned chamber is not stable enough to carry out its constitutional duties properly. Instead of initiating pointless arguments, keeping their seat warm, and not carrying out their legislative functions, I encourage members of Congress to instead think about coming together to fix all of the issues in their own chambers. This is critically important to the Senate of our to the state of our union. I apologize. Otherwise, we will reach a point of no return, where expectations will be so low that accountability will cease to exist. Recently, my administration, or rather, President Burrow's administration, has introduced several executive orders to improve the operations of our administration and the respective departments of the executive branch. Included in this was revised activity requirements to improve the efficiency, effectiveness, and accountability of department executives. Furthermore, we have fully overhauled the federal background check systems, also known as the FBFCS. Like I said, my English can sometimes not be the best. To be more thorough and ensure that the most trusted individuals are being placed into senior roles, and that there is a better paper trail of compliance. With this being my second term, all good things must come to an end, so the administration will be slowly transitioning and working to be at the best possible position for the new president, whoever that may be. I once again encourage all members of Congress to work with their respective chambers to reestablish order in the legislative branch, so our community can get back on track. Members of Congress, today, despite the issues at present, I could say that the state of our union is strong. We will work through our challenges together as a unified nation. Thank you.
Don't be rude. Get up and clap for work hard.
I know I'm not the president, but who you guys wanted to see, but I'm who you're stuck with right now. Thank you, thank you. I would wave or do something, but again, I can't access the chat, so. Normally, I would on his behalf say hello to people, but again, I can't. So with that, I am going to walk out instead because I can't say anything on his behalf further. So thank you all for attending.